Hello there, good evening and welcome to Joy News Prime. This broadcast is live from our studio at Kokomlemle in Accra. We are live on DSTV channel 421 and GoTV channel 125 and around the world on myjoyonline.com. I'm Noella Karanyali.
And I am Emmanuel Samani. Tonight, two people, including an 18-month-old child, have died after torrential rain submerged parts of Samreboy. The flooding inundated homes and forced residents to flee as authorities begin assessing the damage.
Also tonight, local government and Upper West regional ministers defy President Mahama's directive as a school serving more than 200 pupils is demolished for a proposed 24-hour market. We'll tell you why the demolition went ahead and seek answers from government on the future of the flagship policy.
Also tonight, an Accra High Court adjourns plea bargain negotiations in the 30 million Exim Bank case involving Chairman Wontumi to July 6, directing the parties to return and update the court on the progress of discussions.
Well, we are your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. We're back in a bit.
Welcome to the program. Tonight, two people, including 1 year and a 6-month-old child, have died after torrential rains triggered severe flooding in Samreboy in the western region. Now, the overflowing Samre River has submerged homes, washed over roads, and displaced dozens of families, leaving many scrambling to save their belongings. Residents say floodwaters continue to rise, with several communities cut off and farmlands inundated. They are appealing for urgent evacuation, relief items, and a lasting solution to the perennial flooding. Well,
Ketchwe Bedu is a journalist based in Samreboy, and he joins us live for more on this. Ketchwe, what do we know about the two individuals who lost their lives in the floods?
Well, good evening, and let me thank you. Welcome our viewers to Samreboy. Yes. Unfortunately, two people has been confirmed dead, as rightly said, yesterday, when the incident or when the flood entered most of the rooms in Samreboy. One child who I have the father here with me of 17 months old died as a result of that. Then another boy who is also 17 years old also died yesterday. As I speak to you now, most of the people have been evacuated to churches, others in school. Samreboy happens to be a community with over 28,000 people, but as we are talking, almost half of the community, rains have taken over their rooms, school buildings, other places, markets, and other places as well. And as I said yesterday, the MC visited the place and he gave assurance of other relief items that are going to come as the day comes by. But as I speak to you, I have with me the father of the young baby who died yesterday as a result of this flood. Let's quickly speak to him here to find out what happened. Brother, what happened yesterday as a result of the flood?
Okay. There's standing in the premises. No part no about this stuff. No pass you can pan a city was a better natural. There 20 minutes. The happens. We are fast. The buy no situation you may say, then shall see a here, man. But the meantime, you can't man for that. So did them answer. You know, and now I can't, I shall say, and or say in hospital. The Russia didn't for a criminal. You have some guys in Fanning Cook. Some say if you've been in Fanning Cook, things should be in Fanning Cook. In Campana, and I can proceed to Fanning Cook. It's not for you. It's not so. It's in there 8 to 9. It's not to see out.
Okay, so our brother explains that yesterday, unfortunately, when they were removing most of their items from the place, the baby fell sick alongside. He wasn't around. He was in Asankegwa. He was called to come. He got to the place, and in the course of moving their items, the baby fell sick, and as a result of that, they were asked to rush the baby to hospital. So they got to the place, and the baby was found dead. Okay, so he tells us that the baby is a year and 2 months old. But as we speak, we have most of the people around here. Some, as we can see from the places here, this is the power controller chapel where most of the affected people are here, and some are laying their best to have a rest. Others are also having discussions as to what they will do as a result of this flood. Most of the children are now in the church room. Some are not. Some have not been to school for the past 4 days. Almost about 8 communities have been affected. We have Mempasem, we have a community like Aboifie, we have a community like Tigarikrum, and many other places that have been affected by this flood. And I speak to you when you go to some other schools as well. They have also put in place measures that are taking most of the people around. And as I speak to you again, the flood or the rains are still not going down, as many people are being evacuated to most of the schools around. Some have been asked to go as far as Asankegwa to help solve or to help this situation. NADMO coordinators or NADMO directors have come into the situation. Today they shared for the people that have been affected rice, mosquito net, and other things that they can use whilst in the church here. So that is the current situation as we speak in Samraboy.
Okay, Trey, I mean, this clearly is a sad situation, and extend our condolences to the father there. But you mentioned that some people are seeking shelter at the power controller chapel. Obviously, that is temporary. Do you know of any other places some of these affected individuals are, seeking shelter?
So we have a school known as Samate School Complex, where most of the people are also there. We also have a Pentecost church, a Catholic church as well, where most of the people have also been taken to. And these are temporary places, as you said, that are being given to some of these affected ones. And many of them have been asked to go to a nearby town, especially at Sankegwa, where, yes, they have also been affected by the flood, but they are better off than this place. So they've been asked to go there. Those that are having families there, those that are having relatives there, to help solve the situation here.
How about the municipal authority in the area? What are they doing in terms of support?
Great. So yesterday, the municipal chief executive, Honorable Priscilla Yok, was here. She came with the MUSEC. The MUSEC had a meeting yesterday, and they all came around. She spoke to the affected ones. She told them that definitely government, including the municipal assembly, are going to ensure that they support them. But for now, they should ensure that they all live where the rains or where the flood has been affected. They've been asked to leave the place and come to the hilltop of Samraboy, so others might not fall as victims. So that is the assurance that she's giving them. Yesterday, when they came, they gave them 100 beds. That is from the municipal assembly. And the MP for the area, Honorable Eric Apple, has also promised to bring them 200 beds, making it 300, to help support these people that have been affected. So that is what the municipal assembly or the local authorities are doing to support the people around. But I must say that some of the churches here, especially the power controller church, as we see people here, have been a great support to the people around. And most ground top priests that are also around, some have come in with other mosquito nets, bags of rice, sugar, gari, and other things to help support the people that have been affected.
Kechi, thank you so much for that excellent reportage.
You're welcome.
Well, tomorrow news tonight, the Accra High Court has given the Attorney General's office and lawyers for MPP Ashanti Regional Chairman Bernard Enchibu-Esiakum, popularly known as Chairman Wontemi, until July 6 to update the court on ongoing plea bargain negotiations. The Attorney General told the court that Wontemi initiated the process through an application filed on June 11, 2026. Legal Affairs correspondent Fatal Bayaga reports.
His company and another person are standing trial over allegations that they used forged documents to secure a loan facility from the Ghana Exim Bank, causing a financial loss of about 30 million cedis to the state. His lawyers are seeking a plea agreement in the case, which is one of his high-profile cases before the Accra High Court. In court today, Deputy Attorney General Justice Simsai officially informed the court about the plea negotiations initiated by the accused persons. He stressed that he had held discussions with the defense lawyers and that all parties had agreed to a short adjournment of at least 2 weeks to commence negotiations and update the court on the next agenda date. Lead counsel for the accused persons and the Apiakobi on his part said there was nothing more to add to the submissions made by the prosecution. The 2-week period would have fallen on July 3. However, the court's attention was drawn to the fact that the date is a public holiday. The trial judge, Halima Abdul Al-Lawal Bassett, therefore adjourned the case to July 6 for the parties to update the court on the progress of the negotiations. Shortly after the court's proceedings, and the Apiakobi expressed optimism that significant progress would have been made before the next court date.
Counsel for accused persons agreed that since we have initiated plea negotiations, it is only by law prudent for the court to give us an adjournment until we come to inform the court of developments. And by law, we are entitled to 30 days of plea negotiations. So we agreed to take the 6th of July to come to the court to inform the court of progress so far in the plea negotiations. We are very hopeful that by the time we come to the court on the 6th, we will have made some progress.
The outcome of the negotiations is expected to determine the next course of action in the case when the parties return to court on July 6. For Joy News, Fatal Bayaga, Accra High Court.
And to our top story tonight, contrary to directives from President Mahama and the Minister for Local Government and Rural Development, the WA Municipal Chief Executive has gone ahead with the demolition of a school block housing more than 200 pupils for the construction of a proposed 24-hour market, reportedly on the authorization of the WANA. Well, the controversy has deepened following revelations that neither the President nor the local government minister approved the demolition. Both have since distanced themselves from the action as concerns mount over the decision-making process behind the project. Rafiq Salam reports from WA.
Older taught and produced Upper West Region's first Supreme Court judge, Justice Emmanuel Yoni-Kulendi, in 150 years. Saturday, at about 2 a.m., bulldozers erased it while WA slept. Today, the young learners are in borrowed classrooms at Nure English and Islamic Primary and Tindamba Junior High School. 412 pupils last time we counted, now drastically reduced to 214. 2 streams now lump into one with 2 head teachers. The 24-hour economy market is coming. Traders got 1 week to pack. For some, it means starting all over. For others, it means stopping school. 31-year-old Bashir Idrisu fixes ties here for years. He says his only skill now has nowhere to go if he lives here.
We are pleading the assembly that they are not yet built the market. They should fence the place and leave us at the 10 feet.
For his apprentice, Mohamed Zidane, he may not be able to sponsor his education.
I am a student. I work here to go to school. So if they relocate us here, if work is not going correct for us, I don't know how we are going to survive.
38-year-old mother of 3 and a divorcee, Sakina Yukubu, stated that the survival of her family depends here.
I don't have any place to locate my food container to. Now that I don't have any place, do they want me to be idling or going about chasing men to take care of my 3 kids?
Government's position was clear right from the start. The minister in charge of local government, chieftaincy and religious affairs, Ahmed Ibrahim, proposed plans of the intended demolition of the school last January.
I heard in the news yesterday that the school is being converted to a 24-hour market. Kore, it is not coming from my ministry. And I don't think President Mama will endorse that. So we will not collapse the school to build a market.
Even the president, John Dramani Mahama, weighed in during the launch of the Upper Share Park Resource Hub project. He dismissed claims that others came from above.
I did not say that the school should be used. I heard some people said, oh, a directive from above. And they like doing this from above, from above, from above. I don't know who is above there.
70-year-old Tindamba Primary School may fall to the bulldozers or the payloaders. But the argument won't wash off. For this community, collapsing the school for profit is a stain this NDC government won't wash off. Reporting for Joy News, Rafiq Salam. Wow.
Well, the municipal chief executive, Nura Issa Danwana, has in the last few hours been responding to the demolition and concerns. He says the permission to demolish was sanctioned by the WANA.
The overlord of the Wala traditional area, WANA, and the people.
But does he have the power to issue that order, especially when the president and even Ahmed Ibrahim himself said that he's not aware of this order?
I think the letter that was issued to us did indicate that we should look for the site for this 24-hour economic market, search for the site in consultation with the local authorities. And that is what exactly we did. So when we first had the letter that we were allocated to provide land for the 24-hour economic market, as an example, we looked around, there was no place. And based on our past experience, what I've experienced here, when they were constructing the Fadama Mall, that is the secondary cities, there were so many issues surrounding it. So we people ran to the WANA, and then we briefed the WANA as to what is coming to his people. So the WANA received us, and it indicated that he will constitute a committee, assign his Tendambers to go in for this search and then identify a place for us. And that was what happened.
You are employed by the president. Why take orders from the overlord?
It is not exactly just taking orders from the overlord. We have a tradition here. Even if you look at what the president stated when he came here, Africa has not given you the full report of what the president said. He has only given you an excerpt to his interest.
Well, for more on this, let's get onto the phone lines and speak with the Deputy Chairperson for Parliament's Select Committee on Local Government and Rural Integration, Charles Sagbe. Honorable, good evening. Many thanks for your time. I just want to find out from you if the WANA's authorization is sufficient under law to override directives from the central government.
Thank you very much, and good evening to your viewers listening and watching us this evening. You know, when it comes to these issues of land acquisition by the local authorities for development projects, it's entirely in the hands of the local authorities. We expect the DCE, the MMPC, to engage with the landowners, the chiefs of the people, and come to an agreed compromise that will not create controversy. Obviously, nobody is comfortable pulling down 70-year-old school. It's quite unfortunate. And so it's difficult for us to know who gave the authorization. But from the report I'm seeing, it's very clear that the landowner and the overlord, where it was final, and that was what led to the pulling down of the school.
Well,
however, these are some of the few challenges as a committee have witnessed in different places. The committee, in undertaking its oversight responsibilities and engaging the district in Western region and Central region, we came across these challenges. in Accra, where they wanted to build the market, we were going to pull down structures that were even less than 5 years old. And it was resisted vehemently by the people. We realized that no, this cannot be. So I saw them, MP and his people, quickly looking for an alternative for the structure. We also witnessed that in Manchester.
Right.
They were going to pull down some structures. The market women said, no way, until they came to an agreement and got another location.
Right. So, Charles, why didn't we have such a situation or such a scenario in this case? I mean, you've pulled down the building, and now what sanctions could be meted out? I don't know if we're going to sanction the WANA in this case, because, again, you indicated that he gave the permission. It was his decision for it to come down. So what is the way forward?
I think it's quite unfortunate that the school building has been pulled down. But we would ensure that pupils of that school do not suffer as a result of this demolition.
So we're now going to use taxpayers' money to put up another school building? Is that the case?
I understand there's a school building that is accommodating them, but it should be adequate to accommodate all of them.
It isn't, because we know that now we have two heads of schools in one facility, overcrowding in the schools, which will impact teaching and learning.
In fact, it warrants a visit to the region and to the school to ascertain first-hand information and see how we can minimize the challenges the pupils will face. No one should suffer because of this issue. No one should suffer. And, you know, it brings to mind, almost, if I'm not mistaken, all our schools, lands are not registered. The schools' properties were given out freely. I don't think our authorities, Ghana Education Service, the district directorate, took the initiative to even locate boundaries, go to these overlords who gave them the land, and take it over to the school.
Well, Honorable, unfortunately, you have to bring our conversation to an end here. Charles Agbeve there speaking to us. Thank you for your time.
Well, to some other stories, Education Minister Haruna Idrisu says government has spent 888 million Ghana cedis, I beg your pardon, on the flagship no-fee stress policy. Now, he told Parliament the program has benefited more than 300,000 students over the past 2 years. The minister made the disclosure while responding to questions on the state of the education sector. James Aveji has highlights from the proceedings.
The minister has also, as part of the proceedings, disclosed that, as we speak, the GET Fund uses at least 42% of its allocations to make sure there is the provision for food in the senior high schools, a position the MP for Etiwa East, Honorable Abina Asari, disagreed with.
To date, Mr. Speaker, 312,448 students have been assisted under the no-fee stress at a total cost of 888,831,000. 1,530 persons with disability receive full fee and residential coverage at a total amount of 9,837,000. Mr. Speaker, I'm happy to announce that under this government, we are demystifying legal education, and therefore students pursuing law and professional law can now apply for the Student Loan Trust Plus. 1,332 students receive full fee coverage loans paid directly to their institutions. This includes 610 students from the Ghana School of Law, the first of its kind, Mr. Speaker.
There is no outstanding obligation in respect of no fee stress for 2024, 2025, 2025, 2026. The Honorable Minister for Finance has made releases adequately,
indicating that will constitute to the GET Fund moving away from its core mandate to provide infrastructure for the schools.
That is not the core mandate of GET Fund. Get Fund's core mandate is to help in the infrastructure of the schools. We can use other sources of revenue to fund this equally good program, but not the monies that should go to Get Fund for infrastructure. So we will plead with the majority leader and the finance minister that as he brings not the mid-year, but the 2027 budget in November, they should look at this and make sure they give Get Fund enough allocation. One, to address the existing uncompleted infrastructure, as well as give the Ministry of Education enough funding to enable them do what is expected of them.
The MPs on the floor of Parliament continued with their solidarity to the Black Stars as they delivered congratulatory messages while warning the players against complacency in the subsequent matches.
And so tell England that we are coming. As we say in Ghana parlance, Wombae, we are coming. And so let us tell them, we Black Stars beba, we Black Stars beba.
Mr. Speaker, yesterday was the first day I saw our Vice President dancing kakalika on the stage. Mr. Speaker, Ghana Black Star will say yay.
The road ahead is bumpy. Ghana faces England and Croatia, two highly rated teams with World Cup histories. The victory of Panama should therefore be a source of motivation rather than a cause for complacency.
Now, the House also continued with amendment of the Community Service Bill, which would then proceed to a third reading. From Parliament House here in Accra, I am James Savaji for Joy News.
Well, to some more news tonight, former Black Stars midfielder Emmanuel Ajiman-Bedu has urged the team to make tactical adjustments ahead of its World Cup Group L clash against England. He says Ghana's narrow 1-0 victory over Panama exposed weaknesses in midfield and transition play that could prove costly against stronger opposition. Speaking on the polls, he said the Black Stars must be more compact, disciplined, and quicker in transition.
Different from what we have seen, and every coach knows this. You cannot approach your first game like how you approach your second game because it comes with different style of play, different players. You cannot write anything when it comes to England. Free-flowing, goal-scoring team. In as much as they have considered against Croatia. But and possession-wise, maybe they will have a lot of the ball in possession. But the moment you get the ball in a mid-block way, you need to do quick transition, and that will help us to win our game against Panama yesterday. So they might enjoy the possession, which might be fact, but I don't know if you go for pressing, you will do a mid-block or you do a low block. It will depend on the tactics and the philosophy of the coach going in the England game. We don't need to be passive in middle because they have good players in the middle that can play. With Bellingham, he's always joint attack. So in the midfield, we need to be very tight. If maybe we can allow them to go on the flanks, then we can lock them with 1v1 or 2v1. It will help us. But if we are passive in middle, it will cause a lot of havoc to us. But we have some 6 or 4 days to tackle them. And I know with the experienced coach we have right now, he has a hand on the team. He will deploy a strategy that England will struggle against us.
Well, let's get on to Zoom and speak with sports analyst and coach Nana Kweku Ajiman. Nana, good evening. Many thanks for your time. I'm sure you watched that exhilarating game between Ghana and Panama last night. First of all, your initial reactions to the game.
Good evening to you and a good evening to all your viewers. Yes, I watched the game. My initial reaction was, well, as Ajiman-Bedu said, we were quite passive. I believe that we were disciplined, however, especially in defense. That's the way the coach set everything up for us to be compact and cohesive defensively. And I believe we demonstrated that that discipline, that tactical and technical discipline. But other than that, the performance was very poor, really very poor.
Right. Now, you know, when you go on social media and some commentary people pointed out Jordan Ayew for a lackadaisical performance. I'll give you an example of where he got a pass from Antoine Semenyo in open space, and he just drifted to the wing and then lost possession to the Panamanians. Do you think that they're justified with how they're scoring Jordan Ayew, for lack of a better word?
Well, let me put it in context. He's not the only one. He is not the only one. Kamaldeen Suleimanu is also similar to Jordan. Elisha Owusu, who was supposed to be a holding midfielder, he also had a terrible game, lackluster game. So I believe the criticism is correct, because for me, I wouldn't have started Jordan, and look where he has started as well. And I'm not discounting the fact that he has scored the important goals that have brought us to this level, that has brought us to the World Cup. But look, I've watched Stephen Appiah sit down on the bench for Andre Ayew to come. I've watched other players sit on the bench for other players to come. And I believe it's time for Jordan Ayew to sit on the bench for other players to come. He's not a striker. He's not our typical striker, but he will be placed up front as if he is. He is not. And domestically, it shows quite clearly. If you look at what he's done domestically in the past 5 seasons, I doubt that he has scored 20 goals. So we have a problem. And the issue is, look, we didn't groom a number of players to try to fill Asamoah Gyan's shoes. And it's not just Asamoah Gyan, it's everybody, like Kingston, Suleiman Muntari, Michael Essien. We don't groom our players for the transition. It just happens, as in the 2010 World Cup. It just happened. And those who won the under-20 FIFA World Cup all of a sudden had to be drafted in because of injuries, like what we're facing today. And that team went on to, deliver for us a telling World Cup. So it's not just him. There are other players as well. And that's why I say, for those players that finished the match yesterday, those are the players that should start the match.
Against England.
I think, come Tuesday, because,
absolutely,
we can't play the same way we played against Panama. I totally agree with Ajuman Bedu.
Absolutely.
In terms of the transition for attacking, nothing is there.
Absolutely.
But as soon as the substitutions were made, there was a difference.
Absolutely. Well, unfortunately, that's all time will allow. And Ajuman is a sports analyst speaking to us there. Unfortunately, okay, go on.
Earlier, you described yesterday's, football match as exhilarating. I don't think it was exhilarating.
So between the first minute and the 90th minute, you could sleep. But from the 90th minute, it was just chaos back and forth.
It was a hard watch yesterday. I think my man of the match yesterday was Atizege. AKA the Spider-Man. I think he did amazing.
That save in the first opening minutes.
Right, same as Benjamin. But we understand, South Africa.
We want them to go back to their country.
Republic. It looks like a lot of people wanted them to go back.
Listen, one day when they got that penalty, the newsroom went, no, it was as if...
Right? I was there. I did the same. But anyway, we're taking a break. At this juncture, we'll be back with more. Stay with us.
You're all welcome back to some more news tonight.
Well, President John Mahama has announced the establishment of 3 global panels to advance international efforts towards reparatory justice for the transatlantic slave trade. The announcement was made at a high-level consultative conference in Accra following the United Nations declaration recognizing the transatlantic slave trade as the greatest crime against humanity. Presidential Affairs correspondent Maxwell Agbagba has more.
Restore the past, prepare the past.
The
high-level consultative conference on the next steps following the United Nations adoption of Ghana's resolution declaring the transatlantic slave trade and enslavement of Africans as the gravest crime against humanity has brought together the presidents of Senegal, Namibia, Liberia, Sao Tome and Principe, alongside other global leaders, scholars and stakeholders in Accra. The meeting is focused on translating the historic declaration into concrete action. Discussions are expected to center on the development of international frameworks for reparatory justice, formal apologies by states that benefited from slavery, the restitution of stolen cultural artifacts, and other measures aimed at addressing the legacy of slavery. Speaking at the conference, Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley renewed Caribbean calls for reparatory justice. She urged Ghana and the international community to build on CARICOM's 10-point plan for reparatory justice.
President Mahama, the people of the Caribbean have come to join hands. Our CARICOM 10-point plan did not just drop out of the wilderness. We ask specifically in this plan, and I share with you the details of that request. Psychological rehabilitation, the right to sovereignty and development through technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship. And my friends, yes, in the spirit of the Bridgetown Initiative, debt cancellation, monetary compensation, and decolonization.
The president of Namibia commended Ghana and President John Mahama for championing the resolution at the United Nations and for advancing the global push for reparatory justice.
I once more commend the leadership of President Mahama, the government and the people of Ghana, and all those who contributed to the adoption of the landmark resolution.
Travail scientifique international destiné à formuler des recommandations.
French President Emmanuel Macron cautioned against reducing reparations for slavery to financial compensation alone. He said, quote, making reparations is about placing importance on scientific and historical truths, building monuments, teaching, researching. It means returning the works of art that were stolen during those periods, he said. President Mahama in his address announced the establishment of 3 global panels to drive the next phase of the reparatory justice agenda and ensure sustained international engagement on the issue.
If the adoption of the UN General Assembly resolution marked an important moment of international recognition, our responsibility now is to ensure that this recognition translates into meaningful and sustained action. And so today we must move from recognition to building the architecture for reparatory justice. To ensure the momentum generated by Resolution ARES 8250 is sustained and translated into practical outcomes, I'm pleased to announce the establishment of 3 global panels, which will serve as the pillars of the next phase of this international effort. The first is a global advisory panel on reparatory justice, comprising heads of states and governments, eminent leaders, and public figures who will provide strategic guidance to advance international dialogue and cooperation on reparatory justice. The second is an expert panel on the restitution of cultural artifacts, which will support efforts to facilitate the return of all cultural properties, archives, sacred objects, and historical treasures to their rightful communities and countries of origin. And the third is a global legal panel on reparatory justice, which will bring together distinguished jurists and legal scholars to explore legal pathways, deepen legal understanding, and develop approaches that are consistent with international law, human dignity, and justice. These panels are not intended to replace the work of governments, regional organizations, or international institutions.
More news tonight. Residents of Casa Flats in Community 4 pushed back against plans by NADMO for the demolition of dilapidated apartment blocks. Residents of the Casa Flats in Tema Community 4 are pushing back against plans to demolish 6 blocks of the housing complex, insisting the buildings remain habitable despite being declared unsafe by authorities. There's more in this following report.
At the heart of the industrial city of Tema sits the Kaiser Flats. It is one of the post-independence legacies of Ghana's first president, Kwame Nkrumah, aimed at spurring his industrialization dream. However, 4 decades on, the flats have become a death trap to the community and those who reside in the apartments.
The structure in which they are occupying now could fail any time with the slightest tremor.
As I take a quick tour of the flats, deep cracks are visible on the wall. The paintings on several of the structures have peeled off, with sections showing clear signs of deterioration. Yet, the fears of the looming danger strike only a few.
These particular buildings are made of concrete. So maybe the plastering side will be just cracks and it may be to wear out. But it doesn't mean that you collapse once and for all. It's never true.
The houses are stronger than those houses everywhere. There's no flat in Ghana here that was built with straight concrete.
Before a disaster struck, the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, says it has earmarked 6 of the structures for demolition because they are unsafe, as another one was spotted at Osu in Accra. This move by the government follows concerns of public safety regarding these buildings situated in densely populated neighborhoods. Early this month, 2 persons lost their lives with several others injured after a 3-story structure collapsed at Aveno in North Kaneshie. Tema NADMO Director Hajia Zainab Abdullahi tells Joy News they have received complaints from residents on different occasions concerning the structural integrity of the Kaiser Flats.
Looking at the building, you can also see that some part of the structure has fallen off, and that is what we have done. And per the assessment that we have done, we have to forward the reports to our regional office for them to take it up.
These concerns are validated by the Greater Accra Regional Director of NADMO, Dennis Nati. He says a structural integrity test conducted by AESL 2 years ago revealed that the buildings are no longer fit for human habitation.
Well, the Environmental Protection Authority says single-use plastics will be next product targeted for a nationwide ban after styrofoam food packaging is phased out. Now, EPA Chief Executive Officer Professor Nanama Brown-Kluche says the ban will take effect on January 1, 2027, with preparations already underway to ensure a smooth transition. She announced the timeline during a stakeholder engagement in Accra.
So our next ban is going hard, much harder on ourselves. So the sachet, the bottle, the water bottles, the PET bottles, plastic plates, spoons, cups, polythene bags, and all of that are going to be our next. So as I said earlier on, we're doing it in phases. We know we need to have behavioral change. We need to engage a lot of Ghanaians, now stakeholders, the producers, the users, the transporters, the importers, all of those in the value chain. We need to educate, engage, and all of that. Whilst we hinting that this is coming, we are starting with the polystyrene, styrophones, takeaway packs, will be a thing of the past come January 1st, 2027.
Meanwhile, EP boss Professor Kluche further explained the reasons for the ban, the government's broader strategy to reduce plastic waste, now the expected implementation challenges, and the measures being put in place to address them.
We have the plastic management policy that was passed in 2020. So it's been in the system. You're only implementing it now. Since 2020, this is 6 years on. And then President did the announcement in last year during the World Environment Day. And then today, we have put out the notice of the ban, giving an effective date. Between now and that January, we're going to do adverts, stakeholder engagement, ensuring that everybody gets to hear of it. And everybody has to do what they have to do to get this out of the country. So that is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be very intentional and very aggressive on the campaign.
I mean, usually when you're talking about a campaign, it's much when you've experimented it yourself, you're able to tell your experiences and all of that. A little bit told me that you have some nice practices that happens here at the authority. What do you do?
Yes, so one of our activities in protecting the environment is to do enforcement. So we permit companies or undertaking anyone who is doing something that has impact, some level of impact on the environment, whether whatever you are doing affect the air, the land, the water, or our general environment, we give permits and we give conditions as to how to go about the work that you want to do.
Well, it's now time for us to bring you showbiz, but today happens to be Samani's birthday. I got you. Happy birthday, Samani.
Thank you so much,
I mean,
Noella.
you are an ambitious young man, and so I hope that all your ambitions come, you're able to realize all of them, and your pockets never get dilapidated. We're taking a break. We'll be back with
you do me so dirty like that. And you already know what time it is. Becky is in the building. Hey, Becky.
Hello to you. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Yes.
What do you have for us tonight?
Well, we have a lot to talk about in showbiz this evening. But I want to find out how you celebrated that last-minute goal.
It was insane. So we had a wash party with a few friends and everything. It was.
But have you seen how the vice presidents reacted?
Yo, yeah, she was excited.
And there are a few ones that a lot of people didn't pay attention to. There's also, the coach, doing the...
Yeah.
Okay, actually on your screen, that's
Asamoah.
But the coach, doing the kakalika dance.
Yeah.
Everyone is excited for this particular win for Ghana. We're looking forward to, more come. They're playing on Tuesday, right?
Yeah, Tuesday against England.
They're playing on Tuesday, and we're looking forward to that. Yeah, that's Asamoah. I wish I could do that.
You can't.
So congratulations to the boys. We're looking forward to more wins. But let me take you to Nigeria. This one is a very sad one. The final funeral rites for the late Nollywood actor Alex Ikenna Ekubu, popularly known as Chief Kuku, was held on Thursday, June 18, in his hometown of Abia State in Nigeria. The solemn ceremony brought together hundreds of mourners, including family members, friends, colleagues from the film industry, government officials, dignitaries, and well-wishers who gathered to pay their last respect to the actor, dressed predominantly in white attire. Mourners from South Africa's Justice Minister Kabayi has warned that xenophobia-related tension are having economic and cultural consequences beyond South Africa's borders, including the cancellation of performances, bookings for South African artists across Africa. According to Kabayi, some artists have seen multiple continental engagements withdrawn, resulting in lost income and reputational damage.
One of the areas that we would have to look at as well, that has come to my attention as well, it's our artists. Majority of South African artists perform on the continent, and many of them are seeing their gigs being cancelled. So that's another impact of the work, because they benefit quite a lot. They perform on live performance events and everything. So they are receiving a thing. We've not been able to work together. So we'll definitely work together with arts and culture to understand the impact for them to get. But one artist did reach out to me to say all her gigs were cancelled on the continent. She was meant. This is an income lost by a South African. So the brand does get affected, and that's why part of what we are doing is to explain that South Africans are not xenophobic. South Africans are not calling, and we are also saying to South Africans, let's be responsible. And that's why let's deal with the issue of illegal immigrants. And that's why all the others are saying to us, South Africa, we understand what you are dealing with on the basis that these are illegal people, therefore enforce the law. And those that you have within the borders legally, please protect them like you protect South Africans. So that's the message as well.
Well, we end showbiz here on that note, but happy birthday to you, Samani.
Thanks, Becky.
What did you do today? What are you looking forward to doing?
Well, after that, I'm just going to go home and get some rest, and that's pretty much it.
You look really nice. How old are you today?
Thank you. Oh, a little over a few decades old.
Yeah. You're doing good. Are you okay here?
Yeah, yes, I am.
Receive any calls?
Noella.
Any gifts? Noella called you?
Yeah, she called me.
She's right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Foresee also sent me a message last night.
Yeah. Oh, you don't have too many friends.
I just arrived.
It's like just two people.
You know the South
Are you lonely?
It's lonely at the top. Yeah.
Praise the Lord. Happy birthday to someone.
Thanks, Becky.
We appreciate you here.
Yeah.
And appreciate your presence.
Thank you.
I have a present for you. It's not here.
Oh, okay.
But tomorrow I will present it to you right here.
Okay. On air. You heard it here. Okay.
So let me just close for us. Don't worry. Because you're celebrating your birthday. Do we have a song for Samani? Oh, it's time. Okay. Well, we'll talk about that later. But please log on to myjawline.com. That's where you find all the news. I have Samani's number. You can call me so that I can give you his number so that we can contribute something small for the birthday tomorrow.
I thought you were wrapping up. Now you are doing fundraiser for my birthday.
So they logged on to myjawline.com.
Well, that's a show for you tonight.
You didn't have to say anything though, because I did everything.
Oh yeah.
Because you're celebrating.
Like she said.